Hello guys, welcome back to Ballazo. As we all know, Champions League fever is over now. Congratulations to Chelsea for winning this season. And now we have international football at our hand. So the Euro Cup is here and everyone is excited for that. So here we have Shivang and Rahul supporting Belgium and they will put forward their views and tactics for the Belgium side today. Hi Shivang, hi Rahul.
Hi
Hi,
Prateek.
Prateek.
So the first thing I want to ask you guys is the form and injury problems of Belgium. You know, Hazard is in a poor form, and we have injuries. The team is plagued with injuries of Kevin De Bruyne and Axel Witsel. How badly will it impact the team?
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I think injuries are now a big part of Belgium. I think it is going to be they will be severely impacted by the injuries, especially of De Bruyne. I think he will not play the first match, but I think he'll be back. But how fit he is, we will know after the first match. And with regards to Witzel, he's not played much in the Bundesliga this season. And I think the replacement will be, I think, Tillemans for Witzel. So, and also Hazard is not fit at all. And we have seen at Real Madrid, he's been struggling a lot with his injuries. So it's going to be a tough tournament for Belgium, but hopefully players like Lukaku are there and the fullbacks. I mean, Thomas Munier is there. Carrasco had a good season at Atletico. So yeah, hopefully these players will fire for Belgium and yeah, they'll go ahead.
Yeah, adding to Shivang's point, I feel this team will go as far as De Bruyne takes because he's the main player, and as far as I know, he's joining back the squad tomorrow. So I think he has to start the first game. He has to be there because I feel he's the only playmaker in the midfield, especially because they don't have Axel behind the back, so they'll have to play to pivot. That's why they will not have any attacking midfielder if De Bruyne is not fit. So he's the key. I really believe he will play. And other than that, the form again, Hazard. I feel it's just like Bale with Wales. As a Belgian fan, I believe the form that he had in Madrid will not hamper his Belgian form. And the only thing is his injuries. If he's fit, he will start. And right now, I feel Romelu Lukaku, after being the player of the season in Serie A, he's coming in great form here to the Euros. And at the same time, Dries Mertens is also there. So the attacking capabilities is always there with Belgium. I feel so that there's a great chance that this year might be Belgians.
Well, the good news for Belgium is that Kevin De Bruyne will be joining the team on 7th of June and Axel Witsel himself has joined in the training sessions of the team. So that's a good point. Well, the next thing we want to talk is we all know that Belgium has been ranked the number one team in FIFA rankings, but yet they have not been able to give good performance at the end stages of the tournament, you know, like semi-finals of the World Cup. So what do you think of that? What might be the problem for that? Rahul?
Okay. Uh, I, I I believe that this team came together in 2014 World Cup for the first time. So that it was really early for them. And most of the players that are in this squad played in that 2014 World Cup. People like Hazard was there, Lukaku was there, De Bruyne was there. These were they were talented even in their teenage sensations. They were in the club, but when it comes to country, they weren't used to playing in such a big situations in Euros and World Cup. And if you see the squad right now, I feel it's fairly balanced. Most of the players are there in the country squad for a while now. So in the past also, I feel they have already always been there and thereabout. They have in 2014, I believe they were knocked out by Argentina in quarterfinal, which who eventually were the finalists. And in 2016, they were knocked out by Wales. That was a disappointment. In 2018, again they were defeated by the eventual champions in semi-final. So I believe, yeah, they should have gone into the final. They were that good of a squad, but at the same time, they were beaten by better teams on that day. So I will not say that they disappointed in the most of the championship, but this time, if some luck is always there needs to be some luck. But I feel this team can go far.
Shivang, what are your views on that?
Yeah, how Rahul said, I support his point that Belgium have been unlucky a few times, like in 14, as he said, against Argentina, in 18 against the eventual world champions France. So luck plays a very important role in a tournament like Euro. And also, I think in Euro 2016 was the best chance they had. I think against Wales they had the semi-finals, so that could have been a good chance for them. They didn't take their chance. And I also feel that for a tournament like Euro, you need the defense is an important part of your team. And I don't think if you look at teams like France, you look like the successful teams of the past, like France or Portugal in 2016 or Germany in 14. Like their whole success was dependent. The defense was a major part of their success. And I don't feel Belgium have the strongest defenders, like not in the mold of the defenders that are there in France or in Germany or in other teams. So I feel the lack of a world class, absolutely world class centre backs is one of the issues Belgium face currently, and that is what is hindering them in tournaments like these.
So talking about defenders, what do you think should be the formation? Should should they stick with the three defenders at the back, or should they include a fourth one and try to change some tactics? Shivang?
Yeah, I think Belgium do not have a plethora of options at centre back, like the world class centre backs. So I think they have been continuing with the 3-4-3 system, and I think they should continue with that. And they should just make sure that the manager should make sure this defense is organized, is well organized, and like they play with passion. The defenders, they obviously they cannot compete in quality terms with the likes of France and Germany or England in centre back options. But if like their only option, I think, is to outscore opponents. I think their attack is a good attack. You have Lukaku, you have Hazard, you have Mertens, who is a great player for Napoli. So I think their only option is to score as many goals and keep it tight at the back. Like how much they can, it will be tough for them, but they'll have to somehow, keep the other attackers of the opposition team away from their own box.
Definitely, attack would be the main thing for Belgium. They would be more focused on scoring as many goals as possible. Rahul, what do you think on that?
Uh, so it's a difficult question to answer because personally I would like them to go at four at the back and to have an extra man in the midfield, which will help eventually likes of Kevin De Bruyne or Eden Hazard. But the problem is, if you see the squad they have picked up, they don't have a lot of left backs or right backs in this squad. So the only fullbacks that I believe are there in the squad are either Timothy Castagna or they have Thomas Munier. So these are the two players that they you can bank on to be a fullback. But after that, they have mostly fullbacks, wing backs like a person like Thorgan Hazard plays wing back against Greece in the last match, and at the same time, they have players who can play wing back, but they don't have full back. That's the problem. So they'll have to go three at the back, and that might eventually hinder the midfield, which they are really good at. And at the same time, the defenders that they have don't really have the pace that they can run things. Like they have people like Vertonghen, they have Alderweireld, they have Boyata. These are really strong physical defenders, but they can't run the wings. That's the problem. So, and if you see the tactics that Martinez has taken for the last couple of years, I believe he has taken three at the back, and I don't see him changing. And whether I think it's right or wrong, but finally I feel it will be three at the back. We'll see after that.
Let's hope for the team to play a better defensive game, and we know that attackers are going to do their job well. So, as we all know that Belgium has been blessed with very quality players who can score goals for their team. Who do you guys think would be the X factor if Belgium has to progress to the top spot?
So I feel Lukaku is a great striker, but obviously he cannot do everything on his own. He will need assist. He will need supply. So I think the midfield duo of maybe De Bruyne and Tielemans will have to be the X factor, or maybe the fullbacks. He has to get some balls to score. So I think yeah, it will. Lukaku will obviously finish off the all the scoring chances, but yeah, chances need to be created, and I think it will come either from the fullbacks or from De Bruyne or Tielemans, someone from the midfield.
Rahul,
Okay,
what are your
adding to
views?
adding to Shivang's point, I feel he correctly mentioned that midfield is important, but I really feel that if the team has to go all the way, the player that has to pick up is Eden Hazard. I know it's really tough to expect it, something big out of him right now because he's not in good form. But if he starts clicking, the entire Belgium squad comes up to next level because Lukaku will stretch the defense because he's such a physical striker, and the space that he creates, if Eden Hazard can exploit it, especially in his Chelsea days, the way he played, I really feel if he can take that notch up and then play something similar, I really feel this team has. I don't think they have a big hole in anywhere. They have a physical defense, but at the same time, if Eden Hazard can be good, even a good Eden Hazard on his day can win you a match in that's the quality that he has. I feel Eden Hazard firstly should be fit, and that's the most important. Full fit Eden Hazard through the entire tournament will help Belgium eventually take them to the promised land. That is to win the tournament itself.
And that's what all the Belgian fans would be hoping for: a fit Hazard and De Bruyne back in the game. So, coming to the last question, guys, what are your expectations from the team? I mean, how far do you want to see them to consider it as a successful campaign? Shivang?
Yeah. So last Euro we saw Portugal lift the Euro, and no one expected them against a world-class France attack. And then France completely dominated every team in the World Cup 2018. So I think France are the biggest favorites with the return of Benzema too. So, and with problems at the back for Belgium, a lot of injury problems, not a fully fit Hazard, not a fully fit Witsel or De Bruyne. So I think it's going to be tough for Belgium to reach the finals. But yeah, I think if they reach the semis, I think it will be a good achievement. They were the favorites in 2016 and in 2018 FIFA World Cup. They didn't perform, and I think the expectations are low this time. I think teams like France, Germany, and England are more favored to win this tournament. But I think if I think it will be good for Belgium if they are the underdogs. You've seen the underdog story for Chelsea this season. They won the Champions League, so
Yeah.
maybe it could do wonders for Belgium also this tournament.
Rahul?
Yeah, I completely agree with Sivan. I feel there are two, three sides that I feel are better right now and have the more quality in the squad to win the tournament. Like I feel England right now, we always say there are good teams coming into the tournament, but this time I feel they don't really have any goal if you see properly. At the same time, France are the champions, world champions. You cannot count them out. At the same time, surprisingly, this time, if Portugal wins this time too, I don't think it will be a dark horse because I really feel they are one of the favorites because they have a very good squad. And after that, even if Belgium is first in rankings, I believe the rankings are always skewed. I feel they are the fourth team, and according to that, they should go to semi-finals. And after that, whatever happens on the day, it's okay. But semi-finals should be the minimum target for this team.
And we all hope that Belgium lifts the cup and proves that they deserve the number one ranking for them. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you, Shivang. Thank you, Rahul. And to
Thank you,
all our
Prateek.
fans, please do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.